Welcome to this episode of Mercy Can't Stop Her. I'm your host, Judith Kambia Obatusa, JKO. On today's episode, we're continuing our conversation around mental health. Just because this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and also because so many of our episodes are about how you take care of yourself. I have a question before I start. Have you ever had a friend that you were very close to and you shared so many things with them? And just like that, person just cut off from you. And has it happened to you several times? These are very, very painful. It has happened to me. And I was just thinking about what is the impact of those kind of experiences on our mental health. So today's episode, we're going to be looking at the emotional impact, the mental health impact of friends that walk away. Sometimes this walking away could be slow, and sometimes it can be sudden. They could just what they call ghost you, someone you shared so many laughs with, someone you said, this is my sister from another mother. Just like that, stop talking to you and give you excuses if you ask. Someone like me, I believe in asking. I don't just walk away and say, okay, it's all right. I always want to know. And they give you an excuse that you can see is just not true. Or maybe you don't see at the beginning, you think it's okay. And then you believe them, and then you find out that that's not true. Because time will tell. Sometimes you could also see it coming, like in this situation I described. When you go and talk to them, the person acts differently, doesn't share certain things with you, and maybe they don't share with you, but they go and share somewhere else, something like that. And then when you talk about it, they tell you it's nothing. So you can see it coming, but you hope you're wrong. Either way, whether it's sudden, whether you saw it coming, it stings. Today, we want to look at why does it hurt so much? And how can we begin to heal from such experiences? Now, let's just start with one thing. What is friendship? Think about it for a moment. So, friendship is not just companionship. So, people can have their children can be their companion, their spouses can be their companion. Some people are lucky, their spouse is their companion and their friend. But friendship is about connection. You go somewhere and you just meet someone and there's this connection. And as you begin the relationship, you see that your friend sees you, they hear you, and they still choose you. So wherever you met them, there were other people, or you were stranded, which is quite unlikely that you're stranded on an island and you only had one another. But friendship is about choice. We choose each other. When you are quiet, they call you. They show up when life gets really loud and troubled, and they stay when things get messy. A friend shows up, sees your mess, and stays to help you carry the load. Many times they cannot fix it, but they stay to support you through it. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17 says, "A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity." True friendship reflects that. Friendship is a form of chosen family. It's built on trust, time, and truth. When we say it's built on trust, so you have to trust each other, you trust one another, so you share confidences. It's also built on time. Many times it's over a period of time. You begin to see that this person can be trusted. It's also built on truth. You are transparent with one another. It's not fake. Acquaintances don't need to know you intimately, but a friend knows you intimately. And I just want to give this example from the Bible. Even Jesus had friends. He wept when Lazarus died. He broke bread with his friends. And even in his last moments, he longed for them. And he still spoke to them, even from the cross in pain. That's even when you are in pain, your friends, you still need them, you still want them, you still communicate with them. So when a friend walks away, it's not just disappointing, it's a deeply human feeling of loss. Very deep. God designed us for connection. And research shows that healthy friendships reduce anxiety and depression. They, they increase our sense of belonging. They boost our self-worth. And they increase happiness. And they even help us live longer. Those older people with friends, you see them very vibrant. They are doing all kinds of stuff. They live longer. A good friend is like emotional scaffolding. I don't know if you know what a scaffold is. So when they're building a house, I live in a beautiful city that is being turned into what I don't like because there are lots of high rises being built. And you see those houses, when they're building houses, there are these things like long rods that are made into like checkers, like as if they were ladders, but all standing. They're used to hold up the building. That's a scaffold. So they hold us up when life feels shaky. That's what our friends do. They're emotional scaffolding. Spiritually, they also remind us of who we are when we forget, when we start thinking we're less than. Our friend tells us, no, you're not. You can do it. So they hold us up. The Bible confirms this too. Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 to 10 says, two are better than one. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. Another scripture that I can't remember now, but I'm going to put a link to in the show notes says, iron sharpens iron, as a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. So when you're down, they lift you up. When you're down emotionally, they lift you up. Friendships stabilize us when life gets shaky. So when one ends, especially without closure, it creates emotional confusion and disconnection, and it can take a huge toll on our mental health. The thing about friendship is that even when your life is not going, like you're having challenges at work, you're having challenges in your marriage, you're having challenges in your finances, but you have a friend that you can lean on, it just makes the load lighter. So when your friend walks away, when it ends without closure, without any reason that you can fathom, it can take a huge toll on your mental health. Now, let's look at, why do friends walk away? I was thinking about it and I made a list. So some friendships end naturally, because you moved away and you couldn't talk anymore or something like that. Others leave a bruise because the ending feels avoidable or just so unclear. This is where it gets really hard. But the truth is that there are many reasons for friends walking away that have nothing to do with us. So, for example, they could be overwhelmed by their own lives. They may love you, but they just don't have the capacity for another relationship. And they do not know how to tell you. So they simply go silent. The weight of the challenges in their own lives make it impossible for them to be the friend they used to be. And sadly, they don't know how to tell it, which for me, I keep wondering if you're truly my friend and I shared my hurts and pains with you, why couldn't you share? But all of us are different. Another reason could be that they are offended, but they are not willing to confront you, tell you about it, or to even forgive. So pride can play a role in that. And that keeps people silent when all they need is a conversation to save that friendship. For me, I feel that saving your friendship means that you value the friendship. So when there is offense and you are so easily put off to walk away, then I don't think you value the friendship. Another thing is that they've changed and you too have changed. So not every friendship is built to last every season. Some friendships are for a season, for a time of your life, for a phase of your life. Some are for a reason. There's something you're working on together, there's something that you're doing for one another, and after that, is the friendship is over. I have a friend like that. I feel sad that we're not talking, but I realize that it seems that that friendship was for a reason. So I don't really feel as sad as some other friendships walking friends walking away. Another reason could be that you hurt them unintentionally. Maybe you were dealing with your own pain and pushed them away without realizing it. Yes, so this is the part that could have something to do with us. Sometimes we push our friends away because our unhealed trauma creates patterns of fear, anger, or self-sabotage. There's a great episode from the Crappy Childhood Fairy podcast that explores how childhood trauma can teach us to expect abandonment and unconsciously create it. I've linked it in the show notes of this episode for you. She has quite a number of episodes, but I'm just going to link to her to one and then you can take it from there. She has a very wonderful podcast that really addresses what childhood post-traumatic stress disorder can create in our lives as adults, how it impacts our relationships, how it impacts how we choose our relationships, and how we act in relationships. And it's a really wonderful podcast. She's not a therapist, she's just someone like us, but she's done so much tremendous work over almost 3 decades that she's got some good stuff that makes a whole lot of difference. I will recommend that you check her out. So the thing about this issue of friendship, friends walking away, whatever the reason, when there's no goodbye, no closure, just silence, or they lie to us, and you can see it's a blatant lie. It leaves us carrying unanswered questions like bricks on our chest. Talk about bricks on our chest. That is something that I have experienced. I've experienced this bricks on our chest kind of, you know, questioning. When a friend disappears without closure, our brains scramble to fill in the blanks. Why? Why? The brain treats rejection the same way it processes physical pain. That's why emotional abuse in relationships, especially marital relationships, it's so debilitating. It is so painful. It's so painful to love someone who rejects you. And if you still want that friendship, you still long for that relationship, and they don't want your relationship, you're experiencing this physical pain. That's why sometimes you feel the pain in your chest. And it could lead to so many other things. MRI studies have proven this, that rejection is felt the same way as physical pain. That's why when a friend walks away, like I said, we feel it in our chest, in our stomach sometimes. Yeah, our mind could even begin to have headaches. We ruminate endlessly on what went wrong, blame ourselves, question our worth, and we may even pull back from other relationships. It's like when certain, like an amoeba, when you poke it, it will just shrink, or like a tortoise, when you touch the tail or the head, it just goes back into the shell. So happens to some of us when we lose friends. It takes people into a real sad situation. When a friend walks away, it can trigger anxiety, depression, even symptoms of grief. For those of us who have experienced abandonment, neglect, or conditional love growing up, this can trigger old wounds. Remember what I said about childhood post-traumatic stress disorder that the Crappy Childhood Fairy is always talking about? It's a huge deal. And sadly, those of us with CPTSD, we are the ones who get to experience this terrible thing of people walking away without us understanding why. Suddenly, when they walk away, it's not just about this friend that we lost. It's about every time we felt we're not chosen, every time we were rejected from childhood. It's a huge impact. And sadly, it's all negative. But let me say this clearly. If you've lost friends, they walked away, and you're thinking these negative thoughts and you're reminding yourself of how you were rejected in the past, how you were abandoned, how you had to earn love, I want you to know that you're still lovable in spite of this person walking away. You're still worthy, you're still enough. You don't need to twist yourself into someone else to deserve connection. My late sister, Vivian, my beloved sister, she used to tell me that when somebody loves you, you don't need to change and become something else for you to be loved. Some women are really hot-headed and their man likes them like that. And he said, that's my wife. Cool down. Take it easy, my darling. Okay, what do you want? But another man with a quiet wife will mistreat her, even when she's not troublesome. Even when she's beautiful, she's the most given woman ever. And same with friends. So you don't need to twist yourself into someone else to deserve connection, to deserve a true friendship with someone. So the question is, how do we heal? How do we protect our mental health when our heart feels so broken? This verse has been an anchor for me in my journey of friend losses and other losses. Philippians 4, verse 8 says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Here is how you can apply that scripture and how I apply it to help myself. Because see, the battlefield is in our minds. The Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. So when a friend walks away and we dwell in the despondency of that loss, and we're thinking these negative thoughts about how we are not valuable and all the negatives, it doesn't help us. But the truth is, we can't even avoid it. They come into our mind. But what we can do is refuse to dwell on them. And we begin to think of what is true, according to Philippians 4:8. What is true? Think about things that are true. What is it? That not every friend leaves because of you. Don't let the enemy twist absence into shame, twist their walking away into guilt and shame for you. Like I told you, there are many reasons a person can walk away. Sometimes they don't even want to walk away. I have stories of people who their husbands say, don't be friends with this person. It actually happened to me, now that I'm saying it. A friend of mine stopped talking to me because her husband did not want us to continue talking because he had to have absolute control to abuse her. And please, there's this question, why did she not leave? Please just leave that thing out. It's a whole episode, maybe many episodes, many reasons people cannot leave. Another thing is whatever is noble. What is noble? Forgiveness is noble. Forgive them even if they never say sorry. You have to let them go. People say, let go and let God. Leave it in the hand of the master. He's the one who sees all things. He's the one who knows what's going on with that person. So forgiveness is grace. Give them grace. Be gracious towards them. Whatever is right. Think on whatever is right. What is right? Taking care of your own soul is right. How can you take care of your own soul? You can cry because it hurts. You can journal. You can write about how you feel. If you want, for your eyes only, if you want, that could be the beginning of your book. You can embrace nature, take walks, enjoy the beauty around you, and it will heal your heart as time goes on. You can learn a new skill. What is pure? Think about things that are pure. So I'm going to go back to what is right. What is right? It's all about self-care. Take care of your own soul. Now, what is pure? Hope. Hope is pure. Keep your heart open to future connections. Believe that God can still bring you new friendships. Don't throw in the towel into the ring of emptiness because that friend walked away. Like I said, there are many reasons friends walk away. That time with that person may be done. God will raise up new people for you and pray about it. Hope, talk to God about it and believe Him, hope in Him that He will bring you some people that will be your own friends. What is lovely? The memories. Remember the good moments without bitterness. Let them bless you, not haunt you. What is admirable? Your resilience, your choice to love again. Cherish the friends who do stay as gifts from God. That is your resilience. That is admirable. I was listening today to a podcast that I really love, and she was talking about the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni case. And apparently, Blake Lively's lawyer had tried to, allegedly, not apparently, allegedly, there was somebody, one of the lawyers trying to kind of force the other person to provide support. And because of that situation, they say, if you don't give us support, we're going to expose these text messages or something like that. And you can see how friendships are unraveling. This is like over a 10-year relationship. And now in this situation, because of public, friendship is unraveling. And there were comments in the comment section. People were talking about how you can't trust people these days. There's no friendship and all of that. And every time I read things like that, I always wonder how we can live our lives suspecting everybody. How is that? Yeah. Since I came to live in Canada, I found that many people, that's how people live. And that's how it's best to live for people who can do it so that they don't get into trouble. But for someone like me, I'm always open. It's very hard for me to be pretentious. But this is the world we live in. People are not true, but you need to have hope in God. You need to. So if you're still grieving a friendship that ended abruptly, I see you. God sees you too. The loss is real, but so is your healing. You are still worthy of love and connection. And I want you to know that you are not alone. You are not broken. You are not without redemption. This pain has purpose. I'm telling you, it may not be evident at this time, but in due season, you will see. In time to come, that's why they say time will tell. Time will tell. Time will show you the purpose. Sometimes God removes people to renew us. In fact, let's go back to the pain hospital. I had a friend who I loved so much, but she was so envious of me. She was ready to destroy me with my husband, destroy me in the school where our children were, slander me, and just, she was so devious. So devious. She broke my heart. She disrespected me in front of her help, talked about me with everybody she could find. Anyway, eventually she was disgraced. She was disgraced. And I don't know. There are people like that. So the pain has purpose. And when I was not sure about the relationship, I just had this feeling that I couldn't trust her. And a friend of mine told me, maybe there's something she's doing to you that you don't know about. And then I hadn't known about all the slander and stuff. So I stopped being open and the evil started showing. So sometimes God removes people to renew us. And sometimes he allows people to leave so that we can see what was never truly mutual, like in this case that I discussed. It hurts, it hurts. But healing is available. And if you're a woman who has ever whispered, was I not enough? What did I do? I want you to hear me today. You are more than enough. Even if you made a mistake, you deserved an opportunity to right the wrong because you were friends. So you are more than enough. Bring your wounds to Jesus. Let the love of God restore your worth. And let time and truth do their work. Psalm 147 verse 3 says, he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. And one day, when you're ready, you will see that what left created room for what's better. So, remember what I said? Bring your wounds to Jesus and let the love of God restore your worth. And when you do this, mercy won't stop you. Please, in this Mental Health Awareness Month, I want to encourage you to share Mercy Can't Stop Her with the women in your life. If you know someone who's grieving the friendship loss, share this episode with them and be a blessing in their lives. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week.